Well, I would cover the midterm election, but at this rate, they probably won't finish counting the votes in the swing states until Christmas. So, at least at the time I'm recording this video, we still don't know whether or not we're going to take back the House or whether Kerry Lake won. So, I'll save that report for another time. In the meantime, Twitter continues to descend into even more chaos. And as I predicted, Elon stopped selling the verification check marks to anybody who wanted one just 48 hours after he rolled out his new policy, where he started handing them out like candy to anyone for just $8 because of the chaos that it caused. Because, as I said, he wasn't verifying anybody's identity, which was the point of a verification check mark. But he knows that anybody who wants to be a social media star in today's society, which is more people than want to be a famous Hollywood celebrity, it's like the number one goal of most children in school today is to be an internet star. And so he started selling the blue check marks to anybody who wanted one, causing chaos. Like this parody Coca-Cola account when it tweeted out, "We are proud to announce that we are the #1 plastic polluter in the world 4 years in a row. And with God as my witness, we vow to do a fifth." But that's nothing. Somebody created a fake or a parody account of Eli Lilly, which is a big pharma manufacturer that makes insulin, among other things, which is extremely expensive. And so they tweeted out from the parody account that they were going to start giving insulin away for free. And then the stock fell 4.3%, which is actually like millions or hundreds of millions of dollars. It may actually not be attributed to that tweet. There were other factors at play as well, but it certainly isn't a good look. A parody Lockheed Martin account, which is a big weapons manufacturer, tweeted out that they will begin halting all weapons sales to Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States until further investigation into their record of human rights abuses. Now that is funny. But the fun, sadly, may be coming to an end. I'll get into that in a moment. That is, I guess, unless Elon bans the Washington Post from Twitter, which he should, because they just violated the impersonation account policy and admitted it. And Elon said that there's a zero tolerance now, not even suspending accounts for that, banning accounts permanently for impersonation. The Washington Post admits that they impersonated a United States senator. They published this article saying that we got Twitter verified in minutes, posing as a comedian and as a senator. But real quick, in case you missed my previous video, the real impact of issuing blue verification check marks to anybody who wanted one, basically paid $8, wasn't just the status symbol. It was being allowed a blue check verification tab in Twitter. And that's how all the public figures communicate with each other. That's how they're able to actually see when somebody else, another public figure, journalist, a fellow member of Congress, a celebrity, tags them, mentions them in a tweet. Because once somebody gets to a certain level of fame, they'll never be able to see even a tiny fraction of the tweets that people are tagging them in. And so when you see, if you're on Twitter, you see these celebrities having conversations with each other, replying to each other, quote tweeting everybody, retweeting each other. It's because they're in the blue check club. And I'm in the club too as well, as I broke down in my previous video. So once you're in there, you can see all of the other blue checks, and that's how they communicate with each other. Otherwise, literally, they would miss all of those tweets being mentioned about them. And so people from AOC to Mark Cuban complained about this, because now all of their mentions aren't just public figures, it's any ordinary person, and they can't filter it out anymore. And so even Jeremy Boring, the CEO of the Daily Wire, was upset about this. He said, "I think selling blue checks for $8 will ruin Twitter almost instantly. A major part of the magic on Twitter is that prominent people, he's so prominent, he's the self-proclaimed God King of the Daily Wire, engage on the platform with each other. Oh, well, and with less prominent folks too, little plebs." Of course, Dave Rubin over at The Blaze, who just bought several children, in case you haven't heard, so that him and his husband can raise them. They bought some eggs from a clinic and then rented some women's wombs to grow the children, who they are now depriving of not just having a mother in their life and being raised by two dudes, but even knowing who the mother is. So, of course, he agrees with Jeremy that they need to keep the ordinary people from contacting them on Twitter, and Twitter needs to add a filter on the verified tab for the real celebrities, not the people who paid the $8 a month to get their blue verification check mark. He's one of the members of the Conservative Inc. inner circle, if you're not familiar with his work. But sadly, it looks like that's what Elon is going to do. He tweeted out, rolling soon, Twitter will enable organizations to identify which other Twitter accounts are actually associated with them. And so it looks like he's going to allow the mainstream media to start verifying accounts of their reporters. So you'll have CNN will be given authority to go and tag who their reporters are, and then he'll probably add several different filters on the notification tab so that people can filter out not only just people in their, same organization, but he'll probably go back to adding a filter for the real verified celebrity blue checks versus another tab for the ones who paid for it. Because, like I said, and I can't emphasize this enough, and this is coming from someone who is, originally blue check verified, and I'm glad that this is happening, but it looks like he's going to stop it. It totally ruins the experience because now they can't filter out their mentions for only their fellow celebrities and public figures and members of Congress. They have to see the tweets from ordinary people if they bought the blue check for $8, which again, Elon stopped. And now it looks like he's capitulating and does add more tabs and more verification filters to restore the original blue check secret society. And that's basically what it is to Twitter. And then he was asked here, will any user be able to be or create an organization, or will Twitter be the arbiter of what constitutes an organization? And then Elon responded, ultimately, I think there is no choice but for Twitter to be the final arbiter, but I'm open to suggestions. This meme, I think, perfectly illustrates what happened to Twitter. And Elon is in over his head. He really doesn't know what he's doing. And a lot of the Elon fanboys think that this is part of some big master plan. And if Elon got his, snagged in his zipper, they would think that that was part of some grand plan that he was working on. He had no idea what he was getting into. This isn't 2008 social media. This isn't a neat new tech that allows people to communicate with their friends and interact with celebrities. This is the engine that drives the culture and the news cycle, and it's been taken control of by the liberal media industrial complex, and everybody was expecting Elon to hand the power back to the people, and when he did that with the blue check marks for, $8, then that came to an end within 48 hours. In fact, Elon got fact-checked by his own company through the Birdwatch feature, which is a sort of crowdsourced fact check where certain accounts are given the authority to then add notes and context to certain tweets. And so when he tweeted out something that was false, that was this pie in the sky delusion about how Twitter drives a massive number of clicks to other websites and apps, biggest click driver on the internet by far, no, as the crowdsourced fact check actually accurately pointed out, the reverse is true. Twitter drives 7% of web traffic referrals. Facebook drives 74%. Pinterest drives 7%. So Pinterest is just as powerful of driving traffic to websites as Twitter. And so what did Elon do? Because he was wrong, he got called out. He got embarrassed by a fact check by his own company. He deleted the tweet. After Democrat Senator Ed Markey from Massachusetts posted a letter to Elon asking for answers about how the Washington Post was able to get a verified account under his name, impersonating him, again, violating the rules. And hopefully, Elon will ban the Washington Post for doing that. You should tweet to Elon and make that suggestion, fellow blue checks, if you're on Twitter. So Elon responded saying, perhaps it is because your real account sounds like a parody. He then added, why does your profile picture have a mask? He literally is wearing his mask in his profile picture. We're very close to entering 2023. Joel Roth, who took over as the head of the Trust and Safety Department, the lead censor on Twitter, replacing Vijaya Gadde, who banned President Trump, a guy who calls all Trump supporters Nazi, finally has resigned. So that's some good news. Of course, all eyes are on the outcome of the midterm election regarding the House of Representatives. Hopefully we can take that back. I'll do a video on that once we get the final results in. Something that we can all celebrate, however, is that Kyle Rittenhouse has just retained a lawyer, one of the same lawyers that Nick Sandmann hired. not the crazy one who totally went off the rails, Linwood, another one. And he's planning on filing 10 defamation lawsuits against figures in the media. And I'm sure Ariana Presley, one of the congresswomen members of the squad, who also defamed him as a white supremacist. And hopefully Tiffany Cross, who just got fired from MSNBC, who also defamed him. Click some of the thumbnails on the screen to watch some of my previous videos that you may have missed, and stay tuned, because I will see you soon.